Hello everyone and welcome to Manifest with Shannon. In this tarot reading, we're going to look at how you're going to shine in 2023. We're going to look at how you're going to shine in your finances and your career. We're going to look at how you're going to shine in your relationships, and I'm going to look at how you're going to shine in your personal growth and spiritual development. I'm going to look at the overview of the whole year and kind of the energies that you're going to be working with, and basically how you're going to shine like a bright shiny star that you are. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at 2022 and the lessons we learned from 2022 and whatever gifts and all the stuff that you're bringing into 2023, the lessons to see what you're going to be working with. So for you, I have 3 piles to choose from, and I chose the Fool card from each 3 of these decks so that it represents a whole new journey, starting off the new year and new year, new you kind of a thing. So pile 1, we have the Light Seers Tarot deck. Pile 2, we have Mystic Mondays. And pile 3, we have the Modern Witch. So take a moment to look at the piles and feel which one draws you in. And if more than one pile is calling to you, then there's probably messages for you in other piles. So feel free to watch all of them if you want to, and just take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, everybody, I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. You've chosen the Light Seers Tarot deck. I'm going to put the Fool card back in. I'm going to use these cards for your reading. And the first bit that I'm going to go over is what you're taking in from 2022. Now, how was this last year treating you? And what lessons did you learn? And how are you going to take those lessons into the following year, which is 2023? 2023 is a 7 year. So 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 2 is 7. So next year is a 7 years. 7 is all about your individuality. It's about spirituality and connection to a higher power. So next year's the themes in general for everybody. Whoa, sorry, bumped my camera. Next year's themes for everybody is going to be really about finding our sense of self and wanting to learn more and get into more depth into who we are and our relationship to all that is, and really working on ourselves. It's a real self-development year next year. Okay, so let's take a look at where you were 2022 and pull a few cards and just quickly look at this year before we get into next year. It helps to review where you've been to kind of help you see where you're going. Tarot is all about the whole picture, past, present, and future, and it's all one. So we're going to take a look. Let's see. Pile 1. So I wanted to pull 7 cards. Let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. You know what? Maybe you had a lot happening this year, so we're going to take a look at all of them. The Star. 5 of Swords, Strength, the Lovers, 8 of Swords, Justice, Temperance. A lot of major arcana cards here. Page of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. All right. First off, I feel like your health might have come into play last year. Especially some of you might have been dealing with migraines. Just a lot of news from other people that maybe caused you to feel attacked. And it just gave you a headache. I just see a lot of headaches in the year. And this year, we really were focusing on your health and getting stronger in your health and your relationships as well. And you were really working on balancing your life and finding healing here. There's a lot of healing happening. The Star came out first, so that tells me that 2022 was a real year for you, really working on wishes and goals and relationships and your health mostly. I really feel strongly highlighted here is your health and well-being, especially in relationship to, to your relationships, people that mean a lot to you in your life. I get Sagittarius energy in here for sure. So you had to make a lot of different choices this year, and we have the Eight of Swords making me think here too that you had a difficult time deciding what you were going to do in this year and how you were going to handle certain relationships. I feel like you're really trying to get things started and working on your health and well-being, and I feel like people brought a lot of their problems to you, and perhaps you were in battle with a lot of people this year, but it really built the strength of your relationships overall. So I feel that you cleaned out some people that maybe weren't doing so well for you, or you were also seeing how you are causing conflict within your relationships as well. I see conflict in relationships is very highlighted here. And so I feel like you were overcoming a lot of that this year and also finding ways to solve that. I feel like you've had a lot of, you're struggling with your health, and maybe that made you a little cranky too this year. So you were fighting with some people. There was relationship strife here. I feel like you had a hard time with partners, different relationships, not just love relationships. We're talking about all different kinds of relationships, and basically how you relate to other people. I feel like you were really doing a lot of healing this year, and a lot of looking at balancing out your thoughts and balancing out your health and trying to really, I see that you probably lost some weight this year. Some of you were losing weight or gaining weight or whatever you needed to do. You're balancing out your health in some way, shape, or form, getting your your blood pressure in order and your cholesterol in order and maybe your iron levels, and just trying to take care of your overall general health and get yourself physically strong. As I feel like you had to make a lot of difficult choices this year, and you felt like you just didn't know how to make these choices because you had so many headaches and migraines as part of it, but also just the headaches and migraines people were putting on you, because I feel like you had to deal with a lot of stressful situations, and that had to do with others and in yourself too, but mostly just you trying to figure out how you were going to move forward this year, how you were going to move forward in your health. And you were starting to really look at your schedule and getting things in order and fine-tuning the little details this year, and things really, you're going into 2023 with a better sense of balance and a better sense of understanding the relationships that you have with yourself and with others, and how you contribute to any kind of discord in your relationships, and how others are causing you too much grief. And so I feel like you were just really working on healing a lot of different parts of your life. This is very much a healing recovery year that you just had. So yeah, that's the energy we're going into for the next year. So just wanted to take a quick look. But I can see that this was a very powerful year for you for overcoming a lot of big obstacles in your life around relationships and how you relate to others and your overall health and well-being. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at here is your general overview. And so I have these 3 oracle cards. It has to do with astrology. We're going to look at, this is the general theme for next year, and kind of give us a picture of what is really going to be your focus and how you're really going to shine and where you're really going to pop this year, and where your focus is going to be mostly. Okay. We have Scorpio. Sorry, these were backwards. That was this house, how I pull them. So we have Libra, Scorpio, and the waning crescent moon. So Libra precedes Scorpio in the zodiac. So that's telling me that there's a real leveling up happening for you in 2023. And you started this in 2022. You've been working really hard on yourself, on your relationships. You've been working hard on your physical health and your mental health. And you've been really trying to get everything in order. And so this year, Libra is that balancing out of all of these energies. And with Scorpio, you're really going to be diving into the depths of how you feel about things. This is a real emotional depth year for you. So this is where your focus is going to be, I feel. and how you communicate with others. We have waning crescent moon. That's a lot to do with the communication, how we communicate with others. Sometimes I feel that you're going to want to balance out this year being social and time for you to really do the deep dive work. Because I feel like you're going to be wanting to do a lot more deep diving inside yourself this year. But also you're going to want to be social and friendly. So you're going to have to balance these two things out this year, and learning how to communicate this to other people. You can be really finding these boundaries. Okay, you're going to be setting boundaries this year and really knowing where you personally want to be focused in on. And so I feel like you're going to find a lot of depth to your relationships, a lot of depth. It's a real spiritual year for you. Scorpio, for me, Scorpio is a sign that really goes into the depths of things. You know, it really takes a deep dive. It's not like, you know, pleasantries and what's that called? Chit chat. You know, it's just not interested in that. How's the weather today? I want to know how do you feel? What's going on in your life? You want more depth to your relationships this year. You're looking for communication with others in a deeper, more meaningful way. You're done with superficial stuff. You're looking for meaningful and profound relationships. We have that Libra in there. It's about balancing that out and finding good, solid people in your life who just make you feel really good. And it's showing me too that you're going to have that charm this year. So you can have some charm. Scorpio is quite charming. Scorpio is one of the most charming in the deck, or in the zodiac, I feel. And most of the Scorpios that I know are quite charming, because they're mysterious. And then so you're really going to be thinking about what you say this year. You're going to be holding things back from people. You're not going to be so eager to share every little thing, because you're really going to be careful about who you're talking to, because you've learned from before that some people are going to fight you or going to try and harm you with your own words. So this year you're keeping more to yourself, and you feel good about it too. So this is where you're really going to shine, is in your communication with others, and how you're going to have more depth and meaning and to your relationships and your communication with everyone. It's just, you're not going to be, this is not a year for shooting the shit basically with others, you know, in your conversations. You're going to want to talk about things that are more meaningful. All right, so first off, we're going to look at career and work. So when we have Libra, Scorpio, and waning crescent moon, I'm also going to see here with work in your career that you're going to want, again, you're going to be looking at more meaningful work where you can balance out play and time for yourself. So, you know, you're probably going to want to scale back your hours this year, I have a feeling. You're going to be setting your boundaries if you work for a company with your boss, and if you work for yourself, boundaries with yourself, so that you have time where you're not hustling, you're not working, you're doing things for yourself. So I see you setting more boundaries. I see you having more depth in all of your work too, like really wanting more meaningful work, taking on more meaningful projects. Okay, let's see here. I think I pulled the right cards. So we have, the Emperor, good one. Love to have that. First, how you shine. 8 of Pentacles, great. So far, so good. The Lovers. The Tower, don't fear the Tower. We have the Emperor at the very right beginning. We have Knight of Swords. All right, so I'm gonna have to move some things around. A little small space. And Ace of Cups. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 cards. That's exactly how many I wanted to pull. 8 of Wands. Okay. So this reading is how you are shining. Move this over. How you're shining, how you're going to shine. So when I see the Tower card coming up in here, how I see how you're going to shine, because the Tower is pretty much, I have the cards out separately because of this limited space, but the Tower is right in the center of your reading. This is you realizing where you need to put your focus on your work, and you're picking up the pace, and things are going to pick up really quickly for you and in this year, and you're going to be able to handle the demands on you, I feel, because we have 8 of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords here. So I feel like things this year are going to be, you're going to have to be working hard. 8 of Pentacles and the Emperor, but you're on top of stuff. I mean, you are the boss. So if you have your own business this year, you're really on top of stuff. You are shining in that you have all the people that work for you. If you have employees or contractors or whatever, you're really on top of stuff, and they respect your authority, and people are having a lot of respect for your authority this year when it comes to your work. So some of you might be getting a promotion. And so if you get into the Tower here, if you have a promotion that's going to suddenly take off in your career, it's going to be quite sudden. Like, it's something unexpected. The Tower is something unexpected, and that's going to quickly change and shift things for you, but it's going to make you happier. You have an Ace of Cups, so you're really going to be filling your cup with love, the work that you do, but it's going to be fast paced. This is a fast paced, quick changing, quick thinking on your feet, and that's where you're going to shine. You're going to be really good to think on your feet. You're really going to be pouring your love into your work, everything with the Scorpio there. It's more depth. So you might have a big shakeup in your work this year. Something drastic might come in, but you have the Lovers here and the Tower together. So there could be a breakup in a relationship this year that sends you on a whole new path. But with the Emperor coming out first, I really feel like you have the authority. This is your decision. So these are all decisions that you're going to make, and this is where you shine. So don't fear if you're worried about a breakup or anything like that. This is just a general reading, but it's also saying too that it's going to be your choice, your decision. You're the one that's going to be changing everything. You're the one that's shaking up your life. You're deciding what's got to stay and what's got to go, and you're all good with it. You have Ace of Cups in here letting me know that this is something you want. This is your heart's desire. You are ready to shine. You want to shine, and so you're stepping up and taking the lead. And any kind of trouble that hits you this year, you're going to take it in stride, and you're going to attack it, and that's where you're going to shine. You're really going to shine by how much you are able to handle anything that comes your way this year. You're really going to be on top of stuff. So that's really good news. 8 of Pentacles too is telling me that in falling into your work and your finances, that you're going to have a lot more work this year. So, and that's going to be from you or somebody taking, could be the Emperor as well. Somebody like a superior, a boss, but this would be like the CEO kind of thing, taking notice of you, or a CEO of another company. If you are working for yourself, taking notice of you and really wanting to work with you this year. And it's going to completely change everything. And that is something that is going to help you shine, because they're really going to see that you are hardworking, that you get things done, that you're really skilled at what you do, you're talented. And that's really going to shine this year, is the skill set that you have. Your skills are really coming into the light this year, and people are going to really see that. They're going to have a lot to say, and they're going to want to give you a lot of opportunities. And it's going to be a busy, busy year. So it's a busy year. Some things you're going to kind of have to make big decisions, but these big decisions are going to lead you towards a place where you really want to go, because add that Ace of Cups, and I feel like your cup is going to be full of love this year. You're going to really follow your heart this year. This is a year for you to follow your heart, and you're just going to destroy whatever doesn't. You're like, nope, out, gone. So this is a quick thinking, fast acting year for you, but you've got the energy, you've worked on yourself. That's the energy from 2022 coming in, that now you've built up that strength. You've done the healing. You are ready. You're ready. You're ready to take on more. You're ready to take on all the busy work. So this is going to be really fast-paced, fast-acting, quick-thinking year for you, but you got it. You're skilled. You're going to be noticed for your skills, and you're going to be really taking charge of your life. So that's a quick look, too, at your career and finances for 2023. So next up, we are going to look at relationships. And I feel with Libra here that relationships are going to be very important for you this year. This is where you're really going to want to focus your energies, I feel, is your relationships. And I don't mean just romantic relationships. I also mean how you relate to others in general, like at work, even the the cashier at the grocery store, like everybody. I think you're going to want to have more meaningful and deep relationships with everyone this year. Let's grab a sip. So this is going to be really a big, huge focus for you is how you talk to others and how you relate to others. That came up in your work and finance as well, and how you relate to other people is really going to be highlighted. And how your communication, big one, big time about communication this sort of year as well. Okay. Did we pull 7 cards again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's an extra, but the devil, okay. But this is how you shine, remember? The Hierophant. 2 major arcana cards. 6 of Wands. Wow. Okay. Ace of Swords. 10 of Wands. Death and Rebirth. Page of Pentacles came up again. Okay. Your relationships are really around work, especially here. It's the 8 of Pentacles. This came up in work. Okay. So yeah, this is telling me that, relationships where you're really going to shine is work relationships. So anything to do with your job, with your work, you're going to be noticed this year. You're going to be recognized for your efforts. As I saw when we were looking at the work and finance sections for 2023, you're going to be really sought after for your skills. And you're going to know next year, because you've had to deal with so much crap from people from the previous year. We have the devil here. You're going to know who's got your best interest at heart and who doesn't, who's the devil and who's the angel, so to speak. I feel like you're really going to be looking at any kind of ditching any codependent relationships, and where you're going to shine is just that it's in your work sector, especially. And teaching too, we have a Hierophant, and I feel it's teaching. Some of you especially have work that's around spiritual things. So any kind of teaching spiritual things in any way, shape, or form is really going to be highlighted next year. And your relationships with your clients is really going to be highlighted next year. I feel you're going to have more deep, meaningful relationships. People are going to see you as being really successful next year, and that you're able to take on a lot of things, that you've really transformed yourself, that you've really gotten out of a lot of bad habits. People are going to see that you're ready to take the spotlight. You're going to be in the spotlight. A lot of attention is going to be on you next year in your relationships. It's going to be more about you. So if things are about other people next year, or you were just focusing in on yourself, now in your relationships, people are going to be more focused on you. You're going to have a lot of people coming to you with good ideas, and you're going to want to work with them, and people are going to be coming up with ways to help ease your burden. So you're at the end of a really difficult cycle where you're going to be letting go of people who really just, they don't have your best interest at heart. And you're going to be starting new relationships with people who think more like you do. They're going to be more like-minded people that are going to be attracted to you this year, I feel. And I feel like you're going to be really sharing a lot with others too. And I feel like I just feel very much that it's all about you next year. And all your family, your work, your friends, you're going to be recognized for your efforts, for your skills, for even your friends. So your relationships, all of your relationships are really going to be focused, and it's much around work. And people are really going to be seeing you as a strong leader and making really sound and good decisions. And they're going to be coming to you for help, for advice. You're going to be at the center of a lot of people's lives next year, I feel like. And some people are going to come to you next year with that devil energy, and see, look at the devil. And now he's a similar looking guy, and he's sitting here kind of more at peace, and he's, yeah. I don't need you. Sorry, I am beyond this. So you're really, really taking a look at your relationships and who is fit and who is, not so fit and has to go. Because you are taking center stage. You've decided that you are the relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you have, and you know this, and you're not allowing anybody to get in the way of you focusing on yourself and your career and your work. You're not allowing them to get in your way anymore. So next year, you're really putting up boundaries, and you're really the one that people are just going to come to. You're going to find yourself, you might find yourself overburdened with other people's problems, but I feel like you're going to have really smart solutions to get out of this. You have a plan, and you're really working on transforming. Death and rebirth too, that's the Scorpio energy. And I feel like this is transformational year for you, like really big transformational year where you are leaving one part of your life and you're entering a different part of your life, and you're leaving behind any codependencies, any bad habits. You're leaving behind all of the toxic crap. And now you're ready to go deep. You're ready to find really like-minded people, and you're going to find like-minded people, and that is going to be through your work. I feel like your relationships through your work are going to have a lot more meaning. You're going to meet some people, maybe one or several people. Some of you might actually find a relationship, like a love relationship through work, but everything really is focused around your job next year, or your work, or work relationships. That's the part, that's where you're really going to shine. That's where you're shining next year. Okay, so let's go into personal development and see. And I'm going to take a look at some oracle cards. Do a little bit more of an energy of 2023. A little bit more advice for you. Actually forgot, I was supposed to pull the oracle cards for each one. Personal development, career, and finances. And I forgot to, so you know what? That means I wasn't supposed to. We're going to do it at the end. Okay. Sometimes it happens that way. Readings change on the fly. I'm just trying to be led by your spirit guides, by source energy. All right. So let's see where we're at next year for personal development. Ace of Pentacles, work again. King of Swords, King of Pentacles, look at you. Page of Cups, the World, Seven of Wands, the Magician. Yeah. It's very, again, just about work relationships is a really big highlight this year. And you're starting a whole new cycle, a wonderful new cycle. This is you really coming into your own here. And you have the Seven of Wands. You're setting up boundaries. You're watching about how you speak to other people and who you let in. And you're also allowing in other diverse opinions and ideas about things. So you're open more. I feel like you're very much more open towards new ideas and new ways of looking at things. We have the Ace of Pentacles here too. It's like that newness, and Page of Cups as well. You're willing to open up your mind to things that you just didn't think were possible for you before. And you're kind of going into it with that more childlike wonder. We used to have when we were kids, and we used to think about our future. I want to be an astronaut, or be a ballet dancer, all those little things, those ideas that we had for ourselves when we were younger. I feel like you're kind of coming back to that in a way, but as an adult, and you're allowing yourself to fantasize a little bit more about what it is. But now that we have the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, you're really taking control of your life, of yourself. You have you've just become very wise and grounded. And so that is going to be where you're going to be really shining next year, is this wisdom and this groundedness. And people are really going to come to you for your own magic. You're the Magician up here. You're creating this magic. You're creating this life for yourself. This is all you, all your own work here. And I feel like you're really setting the boundaries for other people. You're not letting anybody get in the way of what you want. And you're not allowing other toxic energies in. and you're much more open-minded, and you're really working on creating the reality that you want. And the world is, you're just feeling on top of the world. You're ready to take on the world. You're ready to start new things. You're very ready to start on a whole new path towards your real goals, like things you didn't think you could ever have. I feel like, when you were younger, you had these dreams, these hopes and dreams, and you just thought, I'll never do that. You know how we kind of poo-poo our own dreams, and we think, oh, I can't do that. You allow it to just be a fantasy, because the reality means it's a lot of work, but you have actually been doing a lot of work. And so now that you've built up so much strength and resilience, and you have a lot more energy, you're a lot more driven, you're a lot more grounded, a lot more focused, you're on top of stuff, you're feeling powerful, you're going to take the lead in a lot of different ways in your life. And because you feel so grounded and good, you're willing to kind of allow these fantasies to kind of come into your life now, and think about the future, and what is it that you really want? What is this something that you've always wanted, but you never dared yourself to dream about? Like maybe at one point in your life, let's just say you wanted to be a chef or a veterinarian, but you never took that path. It's never too late. You can take these new paths. I think with the Tower card that came up in your work and finances before, you're ready to just completely change. You're just going to decide, fine, I'm going to go be a vet now. And you're going to maybe go back to school and study and learn how to be a vet or a chef. Maybe you're self-taught in a lot of ways. That's the Eight of Pentacles energy from before. I feel like you're self-taught. And so maybe you're ready to just become a chef. You've been doing it at home, and now you're just going to do it for real. So, and with that Six of Wands, it could be too, maybe you start a YouTube channel and you do a cooking show, and it takes off. So I feel that your real focus next year is on your work, and your personal development, spiritual growth is all around your work. It's all around you manifesting the life that you've always wanted for yourself, and not allowing anybody to stand in your way, and creating those boundaries for yourself, and being open to new ideas and things. Open to new ideas and things that you would have thought were just like when pigs fly. You've seen here them pigs fly. So the Page of Cups can be an idealist and a little bit like immature and unrealistic, but I think that's how you felt for so long because if you see the King of Pentacles looking over here, you've probably felt along the way that in the King of Swords is more practical. You have to think about how to make money, and you have to think about good ways of making money. But over here, the King of Pentacles is like, hey, you know what you're doing. Why not? Let's try this. Let's do it. And the World card here is like, yeah, I am going to do this. I've set up my boundaries. I know what I'm doing, and I can manifest whatever I want. So I feel like in personal development, you're going to be taking huge leaps and strides next year, and you're going to be starting a whole new career path is how I feel. Or it's a career path that you just never thought you would ever get to be. Maybe you're like, I never thought I could be, head of this department. Here you are being offered the job as a head of a department, or something like that. So something you just never thought could actually happen is going to happen next year, because where you're shining is in your work. Everything about your work and your relationships, and how people see you as being the leader, and they want you to lead them. All right. I'm going to just pull out some Oracle cards so we can take a little bit more look at 2023 for pile 1. Let's see, look at more general. How are they going to shine in 2023? How are you going to shine in 2023? Okay. Wait a little more. Going to shine in 2023. Hold on here. I'll pull 3 of them. We have You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo. That's because you've been working on yourself. This is where you shine. People see that you are confident next year. Confidence is really coming through here. You're feeling very confident in your life. You're feeling like you can lead. You can take charge of things. And that's how people are going to see you, too. They're going to see you as being somebody who's confident and has, is really able to take care of their lives and has their shit together, so to speak. A new start is coming. Yes. New moon. That's what I thought. We were talking about your career and everything, and I just feel like some brand new thing is coming in next year. Something you didn't even think you could possibly do. Like that is coming in next year. I was like, wow, I never thought I could ever do this. And here you are doing it. That's what's happening. That's that Tower card. Surrender to the divine. This is you again, like it's a 7-year next year, but it's the Scorpio energy of you really going deep inside yourself. And, going to the places that you never thought you would go, even internally. Maybe you were afraid. It's hard to go into certain memories and depths and things. We all have our fears and our blocks, but you're really working on your blocks. That is where you're shining. You're releasing blocks. That's the Scorpio energy, all about releasing blocks. That's you. So you're really going to shine next year in your confidence and everything. And you're really connected to a higher source. I feel that you're very connected to a higher source. And you're going to meet people too who are going to be the same. Pile 1 for 2023. All right, 4 came out. I'll take them. So we have, again, you are good enough. We have self-worth, love, value, respect. This is where you shine. You are respecting your time. You are respecting your own value, your own self-worth. You're respecting yourself next year. And that is why people are going to really, really drawn to you, because you lead by example. Next year, you're leading by example, and you're leading the way, and people will follow you because they want to see where you're going, and they want to have a little bit of what you have. And, you're feeling really good and on top of everything. And you're really, I feel you're going to be making money. Some of you are going to be starting a fitness business or a wellness business, some kind of wellness business around wellness, self-help, anything like that, because of how much you've done for yourself. Like, this is going to be you taking that direction and showing other people how to do the same. That's for some of you, okay? Not going to be for all of you, but I kind of got that feeling that you're going to be making some good coin off of anything around self-discipline, self-love, self-worth. And mostly, though, it's going to be about you having found that in yourself. So you're able to do that. Sacred boundaries. Oh, yes. That was that 7 of Wands, and I've been saying along, you have been setting boundaries. You're not allowing any negativity or toxic people in your life anymore. You are done with that. You're finito, finished. Nobody is allowed in. You shall not pass. Like, that is how you feel. So you're setting up these wonderful boundaries for yourself. So you're keeping out those people, but you're also allowing new people in, people that you wouldn't have considered before, because you're feeling way more self-confident. So you're not feeling like you can't trust people anymore, because you trust yourself. Unknown gift. Okay. That's that new start. You're going to discover something about yourself next year that you didn't even know you could do. Some of you, psychic powers, psychic development, psychic things are going to be up-leveling huge for you next year. I also feel, though, that this is really about your self-confidence. This is about you leveling up and starting a whole new career, something you wanted to do when you were younger and didn't think you could do it, think you had the gift to do it. Some gift is going to come shining out. It's going to be realized this year, and that is going to be a whole new start for you, a whole new direction. So yeah, it's very focused on career for you in this one next year, and your relationships that are all work related. Okay. Inner conflict resolution. Exactly. You've gone inside yourself and you've done the work, and that is what people are going to see, and that is what you're going to be so proud of in yourself, is how far you've come. You've done the work. You feel good. You're on top of things. You're going to feel really on top of things because you have battled your inner battles, and you've won. And so you because of that, you've discovered things about yourself that you didn't even know were there. Finally, get out of your head. So that's that. Monkey mind is the chicken rooster. You're up in the morning and thinking about all the scary things. Now you got that Scorpio energy. You're going into the depths of everything, and you are not afraid to go into the depths of things. You are not afraid to go into sights unseen inside yourself, and you're not overthinking anything anymore, and you're not so worried about you feel more confident. So when we feel confident, we're not so in our heads, because when we're in our heads, we're worried about everything, but you're not as worried because you have confidence. This is a year of you really gaining your self-confidence. So that's where you're going to shine next year. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back. Comment on this. Tell me if it resonated with you and what your hopes and dreams are for 2023. Put them in the comments. Let them, put them out into the world. Let them be known. Like and share this video if you think somebody else would benefit from it. And thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be my last reading of 2022. I'm taking some vacation time off with the family. So I will see you in 2023. Bye now. Hello, pile 2. You picked the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. So in this reading, we are going to look at the year 2023 and how you're going to shine. How are you going to shine in your relationships? How are you going to shine in your work and your finances? And how are you going to shine in your personal, spiritual development? So the first thing I'm going to do is look at 2022 and where you have been. Then I'm going to look at a general overview of the year and how you're really going to shine next year. And then we'll get into all the bits and parts of your life and finish off with some oracle cards. So this is going to be my final tarot reading of 2022, as I'm going to take some time off for the holidays. So this is a great way to end off the year. On a high note, we'll talk about how you're going to shine, how you're going to be blessed. All right, so let's look at where you were at in 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. That's exactly what I wanted to pull. I love it when that happens. So, 9 of Wands. 5 of Swords. Ooh. Ace of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. Princess of Swords. Judgment. 2 of Swords. Okay. So 2022 was a struggle for you. I see you really had to fight a lot of battles, really had to stand your ground. But you had a lot of inspiration this year and you wanted to really start something new. Unfortunately, I feel like for a lot of you, financially, you were a little bit strapped this year. So you really had to watch how you spent your money. But you were looking at ways in this past year of how to make things work. I really get the sense here, though, that you've been pulled in a bunch of different directions this year. Maybe there's like one way you want to go, but unfortunately you got to go to work and you got to make money. And so I think you had that Ace of Wands here is telling me that you really had an idea, like a bing, and you started it perhaps, but you haven't been able to really go through with it yet because of the fact that you've been being pulled in a lot of different directions. And this year was a real battle for you. It was just you fighting a lot of battles and really trying to keep yourself together and really trying to keep things stable. And you did manage to do that. You've pulled it off, but it was a difficult year for you. And in general, I feel like you just really had a lot going on. A lot of strife, a lot of struggle, but it was a year of reflection for you. It was a year of you're coming to an end of a cycle. And I think you're ready to really start fresh. You're ready to start new. You're ready. Sorry, my cat. No, scratching the sofa. Bad kitty. Okay, so yeah. So I feel like that, in the middle of a reading and the cat goes and scratches the sofa, you're just kind of putting out little fires and trying to keep things together. And this year has been a real battle and struggle for you. But overall, you've been really looking at the direction of your life. This year was about what do I want and what do I just don't want? Like you're ready to change. You're ready for big change. That's how I see this past year for you is, you're tired of just getting by. I feel like a lot of you might have been just scraping by paycheck to paycheck kind of thing, and you're just done with that. And while you did okay, you're not like in dire straits. I don't feel like any of you are poor or had any you might have had some financial hits this year, but I feel overall that you've managed to stay stable, but I feel it's not where you want to be. Like you're not earning the kind of money that you wanted to earn. You're just really having to pinch every penny and try and find new ways of doing things. And you're exhausted. I feel like you're getting exhausted, pulled in a lot of different directions, but there is an idea that you have. There is a spark that came from this, and all of the strife and struggle and things and the battles that you had to fight this year was for you to find out that there is something else that you want. Sometimes we have to go through difficult things in order to really see a clear path ahead, to know what we really want and what it is that we don't want, to realize something that we, didn't realize before, and have the bravery and the strength to go for it. So, okay. So I feel like that's where you were at in 2022, going into 2023, a lot of reflection and a lot of just some of you was just a lot of battles that you just had to, the Nine of Wands is just standing your ground, just having to deal with one battle after another. And you had the Five of Swords before that. It's just, you've been through it and you're ready for a change. So we have the overview cards here. We're going to get some astrology for 2023. How are you going to shine? So we have Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius, so happy birthday to any of the other Sagittariuses this year. My birthday's in a week. I don't know when I'm putting this out. Actually, I think I've been putting this out on my birthday. So happy birthday to me, and also happy birthday to any of you Sagittariuses out there, Pluto and Mars. All right, so where you're going to shine this year is you're done. You are finito with all of the crap. You're done with it. You're done with anger, and you're done with the frustrations, and you are ready to put an end to everything that does not work in your life. Sagittarius is about new adventures, so you're ready to go on a new adventure. You're ready to travel, so that's going to be highlighted this year as travel. I think you just want to get away from a lot of the hardships that you've had this past year. So I feel like in 2023, you're really going to be focused on going traveling. So you're probably going to go somewhere. I think you're going to go somewhere new. And oddly enough, I feel like the travel and the good things are going to come out of difficult things. So this year, you still might be dealing with some difficult situations because we have Mars and Pluto, which are both kind of heavy duty planets here, about endings. Mars is about a lot of anger. We're in Mars retrograde at the moment. So it's anger, but it's also the divine masculine. So it's you taking action in your life. Like you're deciding that you just don't want, and Pluto's about ending. So this is really about you putting an end to certain things in your life that you are done with. You're finished, and you want a whole new adventure, and you're looking towards the future. Okay, so let's take a look at, I'm going to start off the reading with your work and your finances. So I'm going to do that. See where you're at. I think that you're going to have some really big endings this year, but they're going to be ones that you've chosen for yourself. You are deciding, because this is a reading about where you're going to shine. So we're looking at the good stuff. And so I feel like Mars and Pluto are heavy energies, but you've been through the heavy energies. I think there's going to be a continuation of the heavy energies, but that is what's going to propel you forward. That is what's going to set you on this whole new path of a wonderful new adventure, lots of travel. I see you being having more fun this year. I feel fun. I feel flirtiness. I feel you just kind of wanting to just break free and meet new people and experience new things. So that's very highlighted for this year. Well, let's look at work and finances. Okay, so Knight of Wands. That's funny because that came up before, as this is your where you're going to shine. So Eight of Wands. That's what we like to see. Lots of energy. Okay. Nine of Swords. Three of Wands. Eight of Swords. 10 of Swords. Yep. Wow. Powerful reading. Okay. King of Swords. Look at you taking control. All right. So there's a lot of heavy duty energy around the cards for your work and finances. But what I'm seeing here is definitely travel. So you're going to be traveling for work. And so I feel like this is where the new adventures are going to come in, especially is with work. You're done. So there's some kind of job that you have, or you're some kind of work you're doing and you're done with it. You're finished. You don't want to do it anymore. It's been too hard. It's causing you too much stress and anxiety. And so you're going to be looking at new ways of doing things. You're going to be taking control of your career and your finances. You're going to be using your wits, your intellect. You're going to be, a lot of swords energy here. So it's a lot of mental stuff. So your job, I feel, whatever you're doing right now is a lot of thinking. So maybe some of you are accountants or, well, just anything. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just your job is stressful. You have a stressful job. That's how I feel. And where you're going to shine, though, is that you're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to be fast-paced next year. You're going to be thinking on your feet. You're not going to allow your fears to hold you back. Nothing's holding you back next year. You're ready to make big changes. You're ready to end this cycle. Even if it hurts, you're fine with it. You're done. You've worked so hard and you've had to hold the line for so long. So if you look at the Nine of Wands, she's holding her one staff, and then you could see all of these staffs, they take off. Something is taking off this year for you in your work and your finances, and you're ready to deal with it. So no longer are you being held back by fear and anxiety in your minds. This is where you're shining. Your mind is in the spotlight next year. How you think, how you're quick on your feet, how you solve problems really quickly. So you're going to be solving and putting out fires at work. But I feel like, because we have Three of Wands here, and Three of Wands is technically in the middle of your reading, because normally I would have them all light out. This is you right in the middle, ready to make a big change. And you're going to be going overseas, I think, for your job for some of you, or wanting to, or your career is going to be taking off overseas. So things are going to be taking off for you next year. And it's going to be all around how you think about stuff, how you think. Your mind is really coming into play when it comes into your work, your intelligence, your brain. People want you for your what you do. You might actually be somebody who works with the mind, as in like a psychologist or someone like that. Maybe you're neuroscientists or brain people. So you really, your communication skills are going to be on point this year as well. You're going to be a really good communicator, and people are going to be coming to you for your leadership and your thoughts and your ideas about things. And you're ready to handle it, and you're ready to make a big change too. I feel like you're going to have some pretty big struggles in your work and your career next year, but I feel like where you're going to shine is that you're ready to take it on. You are not going to be held back by this. This is where the change is going to happen, I feel. So be prepared for a shakeup in your career and your finance next year, but understand too that this is all for the best. Like it's something that you're deciding for yourself. And I see travel as a big thing for your career next year, and I feel like you're really going to conquer this. You're conquering. Like you have the King of Swords over here. He's conquering all of this. So whatever gets thrown your way next year, whatever difficulty you have at work, this is setting you on a whole new path, a whole new adventure, and you're ready. You're ready to take this on. You have dealt with so much already. Now you're ready to put it to an end. So this is a year of a lot of end too in your career and financial area of struggles. So this year it's really going to be the end of those things. So be grateful for that. This is the final year, final destination kind of thing when it comes to strife and struggle. You're done with it and you are on top of it, and that's where you're going to shine. People are going to really see how you have overcome a lot in your career and your finances, and they're going to really see you as a leader, a thought leader. It's how you're going to be seen next year, as quite the thought leader. Okay, so let's take a look now at your relationships. So all relationships, not just romantic. I don't do love readings, but relationships are a big part of our lives. And so we cannot ignore those. One little warning here too. So watch your anger and your temper next year, but I feel like you're going to be cool-headed next year. I think your emotions, you're really going to, because the Swords is about mental. King of Swords does not allow his emotions to get the better of him. So I feel like you're going to be very strong-minded next year. So any kind of crap that comes your way, you're going to deal with it, and you're not going to get angry. You're just going to attack the problem. That's how I feel. You're attacking all problems next year, and you're going to shine like a bright, shiny star in that area of your life, because people are going to see you as being, just the person who can handle anything. All right, so my cat is deciding to come. He's going to come in. That's hot. Kitty went to sniff the candle. Mimi. I have a cat named Mimi. Okay, so let's look at your relationships. First off, we have 7 of Cups. The Sun, love it. Love it, love it. 2 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Wow, okay. This is where you're really shining next year. The Moon. Oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, I love it. I love it. The Devil. Okay, so there's some real similarities to pile 1. So if you felt drawn to pile 1, you might want to read that too, or look at that too, I mean. Okay, here we have the Sun in your reading, but right in the center of the reading is Wheel of Fortune. Luck is changing in your relationships 100%. You are going to have wonderful, beautiful relationships next year. You are shining. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to be in your light. You're going to feel good. Your relationships are going to be happy and positive. And we have the Devil card up there that's showing me that you've really dealt with a lot of people that have been, toxic, or you've been maybe sabotaging some of your relationships too, maybe with your own kind of toxic behaviors, because we have Mars, we have a highlight of anger. So now you're learning to take control of your anger, and this is really changing your relationships for the big time. Big karmic changes, cycles happening in your relationships, really beautiful, deep, loving, happy relationships. So I don't see necessarily. So we have the 2 of Pentacles here. So that is 2. You could be meeting somebody at work. So there could be a relationship in your work. This is why I felt in pile 1, 2. A relationship in your work that's really going to be highlighted this year. I feel like your work and finances are really going to be a struggle for this year, but you're going to really shine there. And from that, you're going to have beautiful relationships. So your personal relationships, look at this. It's just shining bright. We have 10 of Cups, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. Those are the best cards you can get next to the 2 of Cups, I suppose, for relationships. But I really feel like things are turning around in your relationships. You're going to have wonderful experiences next year. Probably travel, maybe somewhere in the sun. You're going to find people and be around people who are really appreciate you for who you are. You're really going to go into the depths of your relationships next year. You're going to find real deep, meaningful, playful relationships. And you'll be a little naughty too. The Devil, you're going to start acting a little naughty. Maybe you're going to have some good sex next year, just saying. But I feel like you're just going to be really happy. You're going to have a lot of options too. There's going to be a lot of people around you. You're going to want to know you, going to want to be around you. And the Devil's letting me know with the 7 of Cups here that you have a good idea of who has your best interest and who is just another player, someone who's using you. And I think that you are really, really keen and aware of that next year. So relationships is where you are shining the brightest. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this. And you're balancing out beautiful your work, your home life, your relationships and your home life. I feel like you're going to be really happy and content next year in your relationships. Oh my God. Kitty! No. She's scratching on everything. She's frustrated. And it's very interesting that she's doing this for your reading. That's a frustrated energy. I feel that you're frustrated. There's a lot of frustrated anger energy in this reading or in this group. Going into 2022, though, you're mastering that. You're really getting past it. You're just cool as a cucumber in anything that's thrown your way. And that's really going to play up in your relationships. They're going to be beautiful and happy. You're shining, so loving, happy relationships. That's where you're at next year. And I really love this for you. And deep ones, deep, meaningful, profound things. So all of the struggles and strifes and things that you're going through means what's coming from that. It's just some good luck in your relationships, like really beautiful, happy. You might fall in love next year, or you might meet a soulmate friend, or you'll meet a business partner, new business partner who's just going to be just like you. Somebody who really is goes to the depths as you do, who wants the same things as you do, who's really a good match, who's just happy for you, happy with you, happy to be with you. Somebody who is really just positive and beautiful. A lot of positive, beautiful, happy, loving, warm, bright, vibrant energy in your relationships. You're going to have a lot of options next year. And again, you're going to know who is who and what's what. But I do feel with the Devil and the Seven of Cups is a little bit of a warning. Also, the Moon, don't get caught up in the illusion. Some people might be selling you something that, some snake oil here. Some fake people might try and come in, but I feel like whatever that happens there, you're on it. Now. You are on it. You are ready for new adventures. You are ready for deeper, more meaningful relationships, and you are definitely shining in your relationships. All right. Now, let's clear this and let's get into your personal development. Look at that. Six of Pentacles flipped over. Yeah, you're in a giving mood next year. And I think the people are going to just giving to you. It's a give and take. I feel next year, real harmony and beautiful, blissful, happy relationships. Like that is so wonderful for you because, you need it. You've been through a lot and you need to have some good news. Okay. Next, finally, last but not least, is your personal growth and development for 2023. Okay. Let's straighten that out. Okay. So, pile 2, personal development and spirituality. Oh, I was saying in pile 1 too. Next year, the general numerology, so 2023 reduces down to a 7. So all of us are going to be really focused on ourselves next year. It's all about a self-awareness, self-development, and relationship to something greater than ourselves. 7 is a real individual number. It's a loner number, but it's a spiritual number too. So I think we're all going to be working on ourselves a lot next year. I'm going to see a lot of health and fitness things that are going to be highlighted next year too. People are, after the several years of going through so much, people are ready to heal and get strong. And I think that's going to be the general energy. All right. We have 5 of Wands. This is personal development. About the self, 9 of Cups. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles, love it. 3 of Pentacles. The World, beautiful. 5. The Fool, 6 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, what I see here for personal development and spirituality is that you're reconnecting to source energy and to yourself, your younger self. You're healing that inner child. I feel like there's something coming into play around somebody coming in from the past is what I'm feeling here in your relationships. Maybe it's somebody from you used to know, maybe rekindling an old friendship or an old romance or something from before that's kind of coming back in, but in a beautiful way. So I feel you're ready to start new and afresh here. 10 of Pentacles is the end of a wonderful cycle for you, at the beginning of a new one. So we have the Fool and the 10 of Pentacles. You're ready to leave a legacy. Again, it's self-development where you're shining in self-development. People are going to see, and where you're really going to shine is that you are building something that's going to be legacy, long-lasting. So everything you're doing is going to be a long-lasting. So we're looking at your health, your relationships, your work, everything you start next year, everything you do next year, everything you've been doing so far and coming up is all going to be long-lasting. And the things that you don't want to be long-lasting, you're going to destroy it next year. You're destroying anything in your life that does no longer suits you. And so that might create some painful experiences, but I feel like where it's going to be so wonderful and beneficial for you is in your relationships and your relationship with yourself. But I really feel for you, you're done with the struggles, you're done with the inner struggles, and you're ready to step into the person. You're ready to really nurture that romantic side. So we have the Sagittarius and the Knight of Cups. I see you traveling, and I see you wanting to really, the double energy, you really want to start some new, I think you kind of want to have some flings next year. Unlike pile 1 that really wanted deep, dark relationships with people, I feel like you want flirty, fun relationships next year. So maybe if you've just been out of a bad relationship with somebody, now you're just ready to have some fun. I kind of feel like that. Like you're really ready to have some fun and be romantic and have a romance. And I feel like you're ready for it. I feel like you're ready to bring somebody else into your life now. And in a collaborative way. And I feel like it's, again, with pile 1 too, it's very similar. So if you wanted to choose pile 1, it's around work relationships. So I feel like your work and your relationships are very much intertwined this year. But you're ready to end a cycle and start a whole new, brand new cycle. This is a beautiful beginnings year for you. So you're ending some things brutally. So there's going to be some brutal endings next year, but keep in mind, these brutal endings are things that you are choosing to do. It's not going to happen to you. They're things that you're deciding. Like you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this job. I'm quitting. And you're just going to like walk out or something like that. Or you're in a really bad relationship with somebody and you're sick of their crap. And so, you're just going to be like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm leaving you. Bye. And, it's going to cause upheaval while you go through it. But in what happens after is absolutely wonderful and spectacular. And it might actually be that you did that this year, is 2022. And going into 2023 is now the aftermath of that. And what is the aftermath of that is beautiful things, like really happy, wonderful, positive things that are really highlighting in your personal development and relationships. So work is where I think that is going to be more of your place where it's going to stretch you a little bit next year, but that is where you are going to meet and find really meaningful relationships. So something to do with your work and your personal growth and relationships, they're all tied in next year. And you're going to find real happiness and long-lasting, beautiful, loving, happy relationships next year with yourself and with others. So, it's not just you. It's not just that you are going to be in good relationships. You're also in a good relationship with yourself. And I really feel like, you want some romance. You're into romance and nostalgic romance too. You want something like you're reminiscing about a time in your life where you were really happy and you're ready to go back to that now. And I feel like you're going to start a whole new adventure that is going to lead you back to a place where you were happy and content and free. You really want to be free. And this next year, you're going to be free. You're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself from all the burdens of before and the strife and the struggle. All right, so we're going to look at some oracle cards for you. See the general overview, a time to give rather than take. Okay, that reminds me of the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles energy too that was flipped over. It's like that sharing, like 6 is a nurturing number. It's also family. You're going to be really focused in on nurturing and family and friends and giving a lot more of your beautiful self to them. And they're going to be giving more of their beautiful selves to you. You're going to have a really beautiful, happy, loving relationships next year. That's what I really feel. And it comes down to because you're more kind to yourself. You've been more, you've been really working hard on starting a whole new life for yourself. And this is going to be something that other people are going to want for you as well. So I really feel like so much beauty and happiness next year for you. Meditate and contemplate. I think that, okay. I really feel like you're going to meet a spiritual partner next year. Somebody who is really coming towards you through source energy. So we're dealing with, like for example, you do yoga and you go to a yoga studio and you meet somebody at a yoga studio and you really hit it off with them, kind of like that. But I also feel too that highlighting next year where you're really going to shine is when you go inside yourself And when you do that work, that inner work to really heal the inner child inside of you and all of the struggles that you've been going through, you're really ready to heal and move on. So meditating is really going to be very beneficial for you next year. Believe in the impossible. Yeah, because I feel like the end of a tough cycle approaches. You're done with the crap. That's how I feel. You're done with it. You're ready to start a whole new thing. You're ready to take on the world. You know, you're ready for an adventure, and you're ready to open up your mind to new possibilities. Because you've been through so much that I feel like now you're ready to just try anything. You want to try anything. So that's the Sagittarius energy too. And Sagittarius is all about like just throwing themselves into things, and I feel like that's what you're going to want to do next year. Really throw yourself into new adventures and new people and new relationships and just have fun. You're going to have fun. And new unbelievable things are coming your way next year. Things you didn't even think was possible. Okay. Again, that was the pile 1. I really feel like a lot of my readings, pile 1 and pile 2, are often connected. Okay. Finally, 2 cards wanted to come out for you. Face your fear. It's in you. Yeah. You're ready to face you're just ready. Nothing's holding you back next year. The key to your success is the key to your success is going to places where you have never gone before. Believing in the impossible, doing things you never thought you could do, going in the depths inside yourself and pulling out all of the strife and struggles and believing in yourself and believing you have the ability to overcome anything. So you're ready. It's in you. You're strong. You're completely strong. I also feel like that third eye, inner seeing, inner knowing is going to be highlighted next year. So you're really going to understand, like that King of Swords, you are going to know what to do in any situation. So I feel like you have been to meditate the meditate card. So I feel too, like meditating, you're going to do a lot of that next year. That's going to help you calm down that anger and strife inside. And inside of that, you're going to have real awakening of your third eye, of knowing the inner seeing and seeing things you could never thought we could do or possible, believing in the impossible. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to my channel because I'd love to have you back. Also, leave a comment. Especially if you want to put in the comments what you want to bring forth for 2023, put it down there and put that energy in there to bring forth what you want. You have a beautiful, happy, wonderful, loving year coming up, and I'm happy for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again. Bye now. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Modern Witch Tarot. I'm going to put the Fool back in. And we're going to get to your reading. So today we're going to look at 2023 and how you're going to shine in 2023. So first I'm going to look at 2022. Tarot is about all things, past, present, and future. It's all one. So we're going to look at 2022, the energy that you're kind of leaving behind and, bag my head. Okay. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Let's get myself sorted here. Yeah. So the energy you've had in 2022 and how that's affecting 2023. This is a positive reading. We're looking at how you're going to shine. Where are you ready to step out and step into your highest, greatest potential? Okay. So let's take a look at 2022 first before we get into your 2023. I was going to say, don't skip past this part. Some of you might be like, oh, forget it, go to 2023. Don't skip past this part because there's messages here that are meaningful for next year. Okay, Magician. 5 of Swords has really come up a lot for people in this past year. Okay, Lovers. 3 of Pentacles. Hierophant. 2 more. Again, yeah, 5 of Wands and the Hermit. Okay, yeah. I did have the feeling when I was shuffling your cards that there was a lot of struggle and strife this past year. We have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords coming up to kind of confirm that you've had to deal with a lot of problematic work relationships, I feel. And you deciding how, and I think a lot of it has to do with school too. So school is very much highlighted here. University, I mean, any kind of school really, college, university, trade school, whatever it is that you've been doing, you've been bunkering down in 2022 and really learning something and working on yourself, working on your skills, working on upgrading your skills. So you've been in school, a lot of you, and you've had to deal with a lot of crap from people, a lot of difficult relationships, breakdowns in relationships, breakdowns in collaborative efforts. If you're working, you've been dealing with a lot of struggle and strife. And what's highlighted here is how you see yourself in relation to other people, and your beliefs about other people is really strongly suggested here. The Magician is telling me that you've been working really hard on trying to find better relationships that are more collaborative. Like you're looking for work relationships. You're trying to manifest something in your job and career. And I feel like, oh, my cat, meow meow, want to go outside. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you've been trying to create new relationships and new things. Things have just been really difficult for you the past year. You've had a lot of struggles. Maybe some of you had to leave school out of it. You've been some fights, some pretty nasty fights. People have just been all around kind of competitive with you. And I feel too, maybe you've been battling your health this year too a little bit. So you've had a really difficult time keeping up with stuff. You've been trying to make things happen, but it's just isn't working out this past year. And it's really having you reevaluate your relationships, your work, everything. You're reevaluating a lot of different things in your life and trying to figure out how you can move forward. And you really want to work well with other people. And you feel like this past year, I think a lot of people haven't really been doing that. But I think where you found some peace and solace is just in your studies. And so whatever that is, even if you're not in a school setting, it's more, maybe you took an online class or you're reading books or whatever it is, you're kind of upgrading your skills a little here. And I feel like that has been really highlighted this year is you're focusing in on that part of your life. All right, so let's move on, get past 2022, and we're going to go into 2023. Okay. So first I'm going to look at the general overview. We're going to use these astrology cards for that. We have Aries, Pisces, and Eris. So I'm going to move these over here because we're going to need the space. So Aries and Pisces and Eris. Eris, I don't know how to pronounce that, is a planet that's about, it's not a planet, it's a asteroid. It has a lot to do with karmic cycles and big endings and dramatic changes and anger and struggle and strife, which is, so I feel like because this reading is about where you're going to shine next year, and these are the energies of where you're going to shine, I feel like with Aries and Pisces, you're really taking charge of your emotional well-being here and how you react to things and how other people react to you. And so where you're going to shine is that you are getting control of your emotions. You're getting control of the anger. And because I feel like that has been really highlighted this past year, that people have been challenging you and you've had a lot of fights perhaps in relationships. It's just been a lot of struggles. And maybe because of that, you've been really frustrated and you snapped and you had fights, and maybe some of them were your fault. Not necessarily your fault in that, you bad person, not like that. More like your fault in that you reacted in an angry way because you were frustrated. So this year you're really working on where you're going to shine is getting control of that anger and really looking at your emotions and getting control of your emotions and finding a better way of handling your emotions. So I feel like that's a big thing for you this year. Let's see what's going to happen in your work and finances. So, 8 of Swords, Knight of Swords, Judgment, yes, okay. 4, 10 of Cups, nice. 3 of Pentacles, again. The work is highlighted again. 2 of Cups. Everything is fine. Okay, this is where you're going to shine. This is really lovely. I love it. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles on the back. You're taking charge. You are in control of your emotions and your life. You are shining like beautifully. This is in your career. So things are turning around for you this year now. Okay, so because where you're shining is that you're not allowing your negative thinking and your impulsive actions. That's that Aries kind of sometimes energy. Pisces too, get the better of you. You're done. You're like, you know what? No, I'm done. I want to start new, good collaborative relationships with people who have my best interest. They're not going to fight me. They're not going to try and compete with me. I feel like you've had to deal with a lot of people trying to compete with you at your work, and maybe some people were not nice about it. Maybe nasty. Maybe they tried to take you down, try to disrupt your studies. Just try to disrupt your work. And here I see you working well with other people, really beautiful, harmonious, lovely relationships coming in for your work and your finances. Things are really coming together for you. You're taking stock. This is Judgment. You're taking stock of your finances and how you do your work, and you're not allowing your negative attitudes or any kind of scarcity thinking or any kind of trapped feelings to get you in the way. Like, you're ready to take charge. You are taking charge. And even though things might not be where you want them to be, you're not allowing any of that to get the better of you. You're working well with other people. I really see you working well in a collaborative environment with other people. I feel like your workplace is going to be a very happy place this year. If you work in a job, this year it's going to be harmoniously lovely at work. You're going to meet some new friends. You might even meet a new relationship there. So we have 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups highlighted here. Some of you might actually meet a romantic partner there, have a really lovely relationship. Maybe even that's where your soulmate is going to come in. Whatever the case, but I feel more it's collaborative efforts, partnerships, where you work with people and it's just a beautiful, happy, lovely, great relationship. And nothing is getting you down in your work. Nothing is getting in the way, because where you're shining is in your relationships at work, because you are taking stock of where you've been and where you're going, and you're taking control of the way you think about things and how you react to things. So you're not reacting the same way anymore. You're reacting with more love and kindness towards yourself and towards other people. And this is going to really work to your benefit, because you're going to have some great collaborative projects next year, I feel. So if those of you who are working for yourself, you're going to have some good clients next year. You're going to work really well together. Those of you or maybe you're going to work with somebody else in your field, one of your creator friends, and you're going to get together and you're going to do a project, and it's going to be work really well for you. But in your workplace, if you have a job, it's going to be just really lovely, beautiful, happy relationships at work. And you're going to finally start feeling things to even out. I feel a calming down and a happy jive. I feel a lot of happy jive. Like you're jiving with people next year. You're happy and you're feeling good and things are really nice. Like, things are really starting to come together at your work. That's how I feel next year. Like, all the crap you went through this year has set you up to know what it is holding you back, and you are not allowing that to hold you back anymore. And you're getting control of your emotions. You're getting control of your thoughts. You're getting control of how you react to situations, and you're putting more thoughtfulness into it, and you're being more thoughtful around people at your workplace. And this is really going to benefit you in having great partnerships and working together well with other people. Okay. So now that we've looked at that, let's take a look at your relationships. And you know what? With all 3 of these piles, it's been work relationships have been really highlighted. I feels to me like finally starting to feel more happiness at our jobs. Where work is going to be lucky for us for our relationships is more how it's going to be. It's where we're shining. So this is about your shining. And you're really shining at your job, in your workplace, working with other people. They really want to work with you. People just want to work with you, basically, because they see you as being a positive energy. Because you worked really hard to lift up your energy and to make yourself, more balanced out in your emotions and how you react to things. Okay, so let's take a look at relationships. We have, the Lovers. Nice. Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yeah, very much, again, work-related. Judgment came out again for you. The Sun. Lovelet. Two of Swords. And finally, Justice. Ten of Pentacles on the back. You're really doing well next year. I feel like in your relationships, they're happy, they're harmonious. You have the Sun showing up here. This is like beautiful energy for this reading. And I feel it's because right here in the middle is a Judgment, and that was the same for your work. You're really looking and evaluating every part of your life next year: work, relationships, yourself. You're seeing like how you relate to other people, the Lovers, and how what you do affects the other people and the relationships you have with other people. So you're really taking stock of that, and you're really shining a light on the parts of your life where you're taking responsibility for your own relationships and how your work is and how everything is. And you're taking responsibility for yourself, and you're not taking any crap from anyone. And with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords and the Justice, things are really working out and balancing out for you. You're making good decisions in your relationships, and you're not allowing yourself to be, held captive by other people's anger and problems. You're freeing yourself from that, and you're finding really happy, joyous, contented, even fair and balanced relationships. And that's what's coming in next year for you. And I feel like minds, we have the Lovers and the Ace of Swords. I really feel like-minded people are that's where you're shining next year, is your ability to meet like-minded people who really share your beliefs and your values about things, who are not held back by their own, negativity. You're positive, you're happy, you're vibrant, and that's where you shine. You're fair with others too. You're finding you're more fair. You're not as angry. You're not as quick to anger, quick to temper. You're more even and balanced. And you're making much better decisions when it comes to how you relate with other people. And I just feel like overall, things are going to be really happy and joyous for you next year, both in your work and in your relationships. I feel a real balancing out of energies and I think you've been through quite a bit, and you're done with that now. And now you're going into a much beautiful, more healthy, shiny time of your life, and you're really shining. You're just shining yourself. You're the sun, and people are gravitating towards you because you're shining beautifully, because you've really done the work to get control of your impulses and your angers and your emotions and things. You've worked really hard, and it's paying off. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into personal development and spiritual. See how you're going to shine there. Again, I feel a real taking care of yourself this year and your health, feeling better overall. Because when we, going through a lot of difficult times in our lives, and we get anger and we're fighting a lot with people, and that really takes a toll on our health. And I feel like you're really working on that now. You're working on your health and balancing yourself out and bringing in more healthy relationships, so you feel better. Overall, you're going to feel really good next year. And I feel like your health of your relationships and your work and everything in your life is going to start to really feel really nice. You're going to feel really good. Okay. Let's take a look at the last one. Ace of Cups, nice. The Hermit. The Emperor. Look at you taking charge. The Chariot. Oh, wow. Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. Page of Wands. The King of Cups. The Star. That gets health, yeah. Okay, yeah. So lots of Major Arcana cards happening here. And we had up here with the Aries and Aries. Like, you're really taking charge of your life. The Emperor here, you're taking charge. In the Chariot, you're success driven. You are all about making things happen for yourself. And that's starting with taking control of your emotional well-being and your wellness. So wellness and being healthy is really important for you this year. You're turning off the internet, you're turning off the social media, you're turning off the toxic stuff, and you're not getting involved with it anymore. You've taken charge of your life. You know the direction you want to go in, and you're on a path towards success, and you're really shining next year in that you're very driven towards success. You're very driven towards self-empowerment, and people are going to see that about you. That you've started this new quest. This whole new quest you're going on in your health and wellness and healing. And you're filling your cup full of love. You're giving yourself a whole lot of love. You're just really on a path to finding strength and wellness and happiness and joy. And you're in charge. Really, what's highlighted for you is in your personal well-being and your development is how in charge you are of yourself and your life. And how you're very good at creating boundaries for yourself this year, and of knowing when you need to take time for yourself and when you need to take time for others. It's a nice balancing out happening here. And you're feeling much, much more detached from that emotional strife. The Star, you know what you want for yourself and you're going for it. And I see big, huge developments happening in your health and your wellness and your emotional health. I think you're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of drive. You're ready. You're ready. Your enthusiasm is on high next year. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you have shut out other people and the toxic shit. And I feel like some of you might have been like, get Twitter here. You know how a lot of us left Twitter last year because of all of the stuff going on. I'm taking this one. It fell on the floor. So yeah, you're taking charge of your life, and you're taking charge of how you think about things, and you're taking charge of your emotions. You're taking charge of yourself, and you're not settling for anything less than you deserve. You are on a mission of personal empowerment, and very, very spiritual too. I feel that you're very deeply spiritually connected, but in a different kind of a way. So you might not read tarot cards or do those kinds of things, but you are aware of a higher source, and you allow your intuition to guide you. You're very strong, intuitive people, and that is guiding you next year. You're starting a new spiritual path next year. You're ready to, it's a whole new thing. And this is going to take you far. You're going to be very successful next year. So I'm pulling out some Moonology cards. This one fell on the floor face up. As an overall theme, have faith in your dreams. And that's what I feel with your personal development here. You're ready to have faith in your dreams. You're ready to put yourself first and to go after the things that you want to go after. This is where you are going to shine, is that you are not allowing anyone else to stand in the way of your personal success. You set up your boundaries, you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and because of this, you're really going to have a lot of beautiful things happen for you next year. Real blossoming happening here. Work through your fears, and that's what you've been doing. Because you've had to go through so much, you've really conquered a lot of these fears that were holding you back from before, and that were making you feel angry. Sometimes when we're scared, it's just hiding all the hurts, and the hurts it's all the things that causes so much strife. It's just we're afraid. We're afraid of things, but you are not. You're ready to conquer those fears. You're ready to get over yourself and move on. And that's what you're doing next year. Step out of your comfort zone. That's right. You're starting a whole new journey. You're ready to start your actual head on your purpose. Okay. North node here. Step out of your comfort zone. You're ready to follow your true north, your purpose, your life path. That's where you're going. that's what's starting next year, in your personal development, especially. You're ready to now walk into your divine path and to step into who you really are and to really find strength and wellness and well-being in all aspects of your life. Because you've been through so much, now you're done. Okay, that's one last oracle cards. Transformation. Yes, you're going through a big transformation and you're ready for this. You're ready to completely transform your life. You are the phoenix rising and everything is coming together for you in the 2023 or pile 3. You're really going to feel new again. And you're going to feel like you're ready to take on the world. You're ready to just step into your power and who you're meant to be and shine and be loving and beautiful and step into a loving, nurturing role, something you're not used to doing. So next we have evolve into your complexity. Yeah, you're ready to like be who you really are and take things to the next level. You're done with the anger and you're done with the strife and you're done with toxic people. And now you're ready to understand why people do the things they do. And I think you're really going to be looking deep inside yourself and deep inside how you've been reacting to other people and why other people react to you certain ways. And you're ready to just accept these things about yourself and move on, essentially. Tame and attain. Exactly. This is it. This is you getting control of your emotions and getting control of your impulses and not allowing these things to control you. You are ready to step into your power. You are ready to be that, the boss bitch energy we have here. It's like you're ready to do that, but in a really loving, nurturing way. I feel like you're really coming into a more happy, stable, loving self because you're really learning how you've been diving deep inside yourself and you've been taking stock of all of the things that trigger you. You've been looking at your triggers and you're working through them and you're working through your emotions and you're working through all the things that have been, your way you react to things. And now you're ready to tame those so that you can attain. Once you learn to take control of the toxic impulses that we have inside ourselves that cause us to self-destruct or to have self-destructive habits, you're ready to tame that and out so that you can attain the life of your dreams. You're ready to focus in and follow your true north and find out why you're here and what it is that you're meant to do. And that's the path you're on. 2023 is a brand new start for you, a whole new beginning of wonderful things that really finding, it's actually not, it's a brand new start, but it's more like a happy completion to some struggles. So you're really going to find yourself in just a wonderful, pleasant, harmonious, happy year. Finding yourself and finding self-control and really finding your own direction and your own path. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment with what you want to achieve in 2023. Let it be known. Put it out there in the universe. Thank you so much for joining me. I do like and share and support us creators. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful 2023 and the rest of 2022. Bye now.